My guest tonight, executive producers Peter Gould and Vince Gilligan, the one and only Mike Ehrmantraut, Jonathan Banks, and Kim Wexler herself, Ray Seahorn. I am Chris Hardwick, and this is Talking Saul. We are Talking Saul tonight. Please say hello to my guests, Peter Gould, Vince Gilligan, Jonathan Banks, Ray Seahorn here on the couch today. Well, so as we're following Jimmy, there's also this parallel story of Ehrmantraut, who is another character from Breaking Bad. Like, oh, he's a henchman. You do start to feel a little bad for him by the end of Breaking Bad. But now, I
start to feel a little bad.
Well, I know. Listen, I know we understand a lot of his motivations more, but getting to see more of who he is and understanding more of his humanity. So you're playing a lot of this stuff solo. You're off by yourself. So how was that experience for you? Essentially, doing this almost separate show at this point.
Well, I defer to Ray here. You've seen the kind of energy that she has.
Yes.
If I had to work with that every day...
I'm going to bring them the text that you get from Jonathan when he does these all-night shoots. Someone come up here and talk to me. And I show up at 2 o'clock in the morning in the rail yards.
With the same kind of energy.
You just have to absorb it.
I do have one question, though. So you weren't sure whether it was going to be a straight-on comedy. And what was I going to do? Balloons? What was I going to do?
Balloon animals?
You're funny.
Are there any hidden codes or anagrams this time for the fans?
I think we learned our lesson.
Yeah, we learned our lesson. Yeah, we had the world's greatest code last season, where we if you took the first letter of each episode and you scrambled them up, it said "Frings back," and our fans proved to be brilliant, or
they picked up on that one pretty fast.
Way more brilliant than us, that's for sure. And they figured it out before we even talked to Giancarlo. That's not great producing. Not great producing there.
I'm sure when you were crying, like, no one's ever gonna. Oh, they already figured it out.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
all right.
You got to know that Sony so appreciated that when Giancarlo negotiated his contract.
The reason we came up with the gas cap was because we had done tracking devices in Breaking Bad. We had done the wheel wells, and we thought, where would be a clever spot to leave a tracking device? Somewhere where a guy like Mike, who is so smart and so good at what he does, would have real trouble finding it. So in this great montage, which is sort of an homage to the French Connection of tearing apart the car, ripping it apart every possible piece, we thought, well, where would be a place that you wouldn't look? And inside the gas cap was something we, the writers, thought would be a place that almost might get Mike, but not quite.
Welcome back. We are Talking Saul. That was co-executive producer Thomas Schnauz on the gas cap tracking device. Peter, Vince, Jonathan, and Ray were here. You said you wanted to make a comment about that.
No, it's just that to put it in the gas cap, really, that's just it's good. The French Connection, as much as I loved it, the rocker panels is something on a car. If you know anything about a car, it's a hollow area. It'd be one of the first places you looked. And you tear off a rocker panel. And again, as much as I love the French Connection, as soon as they did that, I thought, oh, well, that's not that imaginative. Anyway.
Well, yeah, so since you obviously do know about cars, did you tear apart the car, any of it yourself?
With Vince over my shoulder the whole time, going, no, do that again. Do it again.
My hot dog in one hand and my bourbon in the other. Well, big someone holding an umbrella over me, too, while he's
out. Wow, your junkyard.
Dude. Was it rough?
Oh, God.
It was unpleasant. It was.
Why?
It was just Albuquerque is a beautiful, New Mexico in general, beautiful place.
Land of enchantment.
Land of enchantment. It's like that old episode of the original Star Trek where they go to paradise, all the hippies, the space hippies show up, but then everything's designed to kill you.
Yeah.
That's New Mexico.
New Mexico was designed after a Star Trek episode.
Well,
from what
it's
I
it's
understand.
beautiful, but it sucks
I
all the moisture
wondered how
out of
you were going to get all.
It is a deadly land unless you have a lot of sunscreen and a lot of water. And
Yeah.
so we were out there all day with the sun pounding down on you and
Taking apart a car.
yeah. So, but you were a mensch.
Well, thank you.
You stood up nicely to the elements and you got that thing into pieces.
Did you have any other ideas for where to put that tracker?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we went through everything. We thought about, because part of it was we wanted a place that Mike wouldn't look, but also we knew there was a battery involved, and the battery would have to be swapped. So one of the ideas we had was to put it, in a condom or a balloon and put it in the gas tank. But then how do you get it out to replace the battery? We thought about places in the engine, but then just the idea of something that everybody who's got a gas car, we all have to touch those. They're in your everyday life, and in a weird way, you don't even look at it because it's always there. And so we thought that was maybe something that Mike would miss.
Quick to swap out,
Yes.
provided you don't have one of those lockable lids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, what does it mean for Mike that, because he sees a little smirk, he's waiting all night, then finally someone shows up. So what does this mean that they took the bait, whoever's tracking him?
I don't think Mike is ever gloating that he figured something out. I mean, it just means now where am I going to go next? And the respect for whatever danger. It's just Mike just moves on. Mike moves on without being self-satisfied about it.
Right. I want to ask Mike really quickly about. Do people come up to you and go, "Hey, are you the flipper guy?"
Constantly, yeah. Now, one of your associates, Jess, who did the pre-interview, he said he was born in 1997. He's 12 now, whatever it is. Flipper was a movie that with Paul Hogan and Elijah Wood back in the thing. And I will tell you this: once you smoke Flipper's mom, people remember.
They're never going to forget that. You will never be forgiven for doing that, ever. Before we go to break, I want to show you guys this amazing Better Call Saul T-shirt. This is a Better Call Saul T-shirt right here with the logo. And well, I keep those lips in the pursed oohing position because also this coffee mug here. Oh, you want a little that time
Where did that come from? I never saw that before.
we were not given those.
What are you talking about? I don't.
I mean, I'm the
here.
one
You can have this mug if that's what you want. Here, you can have the shirt. Both these are available.
Audience's gift.
These are Better Call Saul. These are Better Call.
Buns for guys.
He did. Jonathan Banks gave away all of our Cinnabons to the audience on the commercial break. All these items are available at BetterCallSaulStore.com, and the best part is you're all getting them in the audience. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Parker.
Hi, Parker. What's your question?
My question is for Jonathan and Ray, and I was wondering if Mike and Kim ever met in real life. Do you think they would get along?
Well, I think it's self-explanatory. You're gonna maybe be sentimental. She's the best, but don't you dare tell her that. Don't you dare tell her that. Do I think it would be interesting if the two of them? Yeah, and I wonder what those circumstances. There are a lot of bars in this world, and a lot of people bury their blues in those bars, or try to. I don't know.
Do you think they would? Do you think they would get along?
I do, and part of it is because I think they both have a very healthy respect for people that play their cards close to their chests and do not gloat and sit around self-satisfied. There's something about both of them have a work ethic and a loner kind of attitude that's just keep doing your job, keep doing your job, keep doing your job, that I think there'd be a lot of respect for. Plus, there's a wryness to both of them.
And they're pretty straight shooters. I think they're both pretty
Very straight shooters.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to comment on that loner attitude. One of the great things, when you're off and you're able to work by yourself sometimes, and it's no matter how much you like people, and we all like our families, we love our families, and we all need to get off by ourselves sometimes. And, whatever. I could go on forever about that.
That's all right. Let's just we can make this show a couple hours long. If you want.
But you were talking. You were talking about on this other show that you do, The Wall. I can say that here.
Yeah, you can say that here.
All right. So he does a show, The Wall, and he's talking to a man who climbs poles and fixes things. And the guy was talking about how happy he is. And Chris was saying that, and the two of us talking about it, you go out there and when you're self-sufficient and you're on your own, there's a relief about it.
Although it'd be very hard for me to do this show alone.
You could do it on a pole.
I could do the show on a pole. I'm going to give you some very fun things to take home with you. This is some car parts that you can take home with you.
I have a toddler. She's going to love this.
She's going to love that. And here, she can. You know what? This is a toddler PlayStation on a budget.
Yes.
You got a little mirror here. You got some other things here. That's for you. Thank you so much, Parker.
I just wanted you to feel that.
Oh.
It's heavy.
That's a dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's signed.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Jonathan Banks.
It's all signed right there. Yeah.
Like it.
They don't make them like this anymore. You're so welcome. Thanks, Parker. What are you excited for fans to see?
Oh, a lot of what Vince just mentioned, that Venn diagram crossover. But in addition to that, the continuance of the consequences for actions. There's a lot of external forces as well as a sort of internal combustion happening with all the characters individually and also within their relationships. That I think there's a lot of exciting payoffs for that, of people having to deal with the consequences.
Jonathan, what about you?
I'm just waiting for explosions and people to get shot.
A lot of the boat chases and a lot of the high Mission Impossible style stunts that
Way
are
more cigarette boats in season 3.
exactly.
Are you in Miami Vice?
Yeah, it's gonna go full Miami Vice. It's gonna come all the way back around.
Jonathan's going to have the white linen jacket.
The white linen jacket, no socks, the
You
linen.
mean I get to come out in the sun for once?
I want to thank you guys so much for watching Talking Saul. My guests have been Peter Gould, Vince Gilligan, Jonathan Banks, and Ray Seahorn.